So I concentrated all my exams in 6 months, and other people choose to spread them out. I guess it helps to think about when you will do exams early on and to try and plan rotations, moving towns, moving practices, life events around when best you will be able to fit time into study. So there's no sort of one size fits all for when the right time is to do exams, but be really aware of your college and your training providers' guidelines and rules about when you should do exams. Otherwise they'll start pressuring you, and some people can be sort of unprepared for that. So having a sort of training journey, make sure that you find some reliable advice from a medical educator or someone who has a bigger picture of where you might be going and where you're sitting in your training cycle. Work-life balance is always really important for us type A doctors and registrars who always want to achieve more. And so exercise, I know everyone talks about this, but exercise, eating healthily and having something other than medicine in your life is also really important, even when exams get really sort of stressful and critical. So taking time out to do things like that as well.
And any advice on studying? How do you best study? What works for you?
For me, I'm a bit of a crammer, and if I learn something too early, I always forget it. So everyone's very different with that too. Having a person to study with is hugely beneficial for me, someone to keep you motivated, someone to study different things and perhaps collaborate on answers, or bringing a different perspective on what maybe you don't know or what you're not so strong in. So study groups, whether in person, technology is always evolving, so things like Skype, email, WhatsApp chat groups are all sort of available and really useful studying for exams. So I really recommend finding a study group or a study buddy. And yeah, I guess just planning when you're going to sit exams, and learning plans work for some people, don't really work for me. So just kind of thinking about how you best study and doing it really personally. I guess just exams are always really stressful, and training can be really stressful, particularly when you're trying to follow rules and guidelines from different organisations. So your college might have a set of rules, and your training provider might have a set of rules, and your hospital or your region might have a set of rules. So it can be really difficult, and some people find it sort of quite an antagonistic process. So finding someone to advocate for you is really important, and there are certainly people out there. Having your own GP is something that's often said but not actually often followed, I think, and that's really important. And just, I guess someone to support you and to bounce ideas off or grievances off is really important. So find someone who you sort of who's one step ahead of you in the training process, and just talk to them about what they've experienced, what they're going through, and they'll often have ideas or thoughts that you hadn't thought of.